In my today's session, I try to cover a very important topic, a very important financial instrument, that is debentures. Debentures are very important instrument in the hand of company, and with the help of this debenture, a company can also collect funds. जैसे कि मान लीजिए मैं अपने कोई कंपनी स्टार्ट करने वाली हूँ, एंड फॉर माय कंपनी डेफिनेटली आई रिक्वायर सम अमाउंट ऑफ फंड्स, एंड फ्रॉम वेयर आई कलेक्ट फंड्स, इट मे बी पॉसिबल कि मैं कुछ अपने पैसे कलेक्ट कर दूं या कुछ अपने पैसे लगा के कंपनी को स्टार्ट कर दूं, दैट इज नोन एज ओनर्स फंड और प्रमोटर्स फंड। इट मे बी पॉसिबल कि मैं उन पैसों को मार्केट से कलेक्ट करूं, इट मे बी पॉसिबल कि मैं बैंक से कलेक्ट करूं। अब चूंकि जो पैसे मैं बैंक से कलेक्ट करूंगी दैट इज known as loan, means the company or my company is going to take loan from the bank, और वो पैसे जो मैं मार्केट से कलेक्ट करूंगी, तो चूंकि जनरल पब्लिक व्हाई दे कंट्रीब्यूट देयर फंड्स टू माय कंपनी, जनरल पब्लिक क्यों मेरे कंपनी में पैसे लगाएगी, या ऑन विच बेसिस द कंपनी is going to collect funds from the general public, it is totally depends upon some basics. These basics are the terms that is used or the sources that is used to collect funds from the public is shares and debentures. Shares I had discussed in my earlier class. Means हम shares company share भी market में issue कर सकती है और उसके through भी fund को collect कर सकती है. Other than shares, the company can collect funds from debentures also. Means the company can issue debentures in the market, and the general public like you and me may contribute their funds to the company in the form of debentures, not in the form of shares. Means debentures are corporate finance. In corporate finance, a debenture is a medium to long-term debt instrument used by large companies to borrow money at a fixed rate of interest. The legal term debentures originally refers to documents that either creates a debt or acknowledges it. Means a document is required to be filled by the public who is going to give their funds. That document is known as a debenture document. In the same way, the shares document are also being filled by the general public, and the person who is going to contribute their funds in the company are considered as debenture holders, and the funds that is being contributed by the public is known as funds from debentures, and it is become a part of capital in the company. Basically, this is also a very important part and very important instrument in the hand of company, and through this instrument a company can collect funds. What is the benefit and why the company can collect funds from debentures? It may be possible that the company is gaining more, means the company is in a profit. Then only the company has to give only a fixed rate of interest to the debenture holders. Means the rate of interest of debenture holders cannot vary with the increase or decrease in profit of the business. So it is very beneficial for the company to issue debentures in the market if the prospect of company is very bright or the company is going to get good return in near future. Now we will discuss some of the features or some of the characteristics of debentures. What all important characteristics are linked up with debentures that may create debentures are different from shares. A document which evidence a loan, it is presented or it is being issued in the form of loan by the company to the general public. But generally, the rate of interest of the debentures are high as compared to FD interest, means fixed deposit interest. So it is better for general public to purchase debentures of any company as compared to make their money in fixed or create fixed deposit in banks. It is a fixed interest bearing security where interest falls due to beyond specific dates. Means the debentures or the debenture holders will definitely get a fixed rate of interest in return, and the date is also fixed, means on which date the company is going to pay the interest is completely fixed, and the date may never vary as well as the interest also may never vary. interest is payable at a predetermined fixed rate regardless of level of profit. Means it may be possible the company is under loss, then only also the company has to pay a fixed rate of interest to the debenture holders. Means the increase or decrease in profit of the company can never affect on the interest of the debenture holders. It has lower interest rate than bank ODs and loans. Generally, the debentures has lower interest rate as compared to bank ODs and loans. This is earlier clarification, but in nowadays it is quite changed. And the present environment, the bank ODs and loans have lower interest rates as compared to debentures. There is no restriction to use funds for a specific purpose as it is in bank loans. In bank loans, if the company is taking any loan from the bank, then the company has to use the fund for the purpose, और कंपनी सिर्फ उसी पर्पस में उन लोन से उन पैसों को यूज कर सकती है जिस पर्पस के लिए कंपनी ने बैंक से लोन लिया हुआ है. बट देयर इज नो सच कंडीशंस लिंक्ड अप विद द debentures funds, because the company can use funds that is being collected by the debenture holders as and when the company requires. There is no restriction from the side of debenture holders to use funds for any specific purpose. Now, the sum is repaid at a specific date or it is converted into shares or other debentures. The amount or the fund that is being contributed by the debenture holder will have to be repaid by the company at a fixed date, and it may be possible if there is a condition or terms mentioned in the documents at the time of issue of debentures, then the company can convert the debenture into the shares or other debentures. It totally depends upon the terms and conditions that is written in debentures documents. मतलब कंपनी ने जो भी डिबेंचर होल्डर से फंड्स या पैसे कलेक्ट किए होते हैं, उन पैसों और फंड्स को कंपनी को डेफिनेट और फिक्स पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के बाद डिबेंचर होल्डर्स को वापस करने होते हैं. मतलब कंपनी हैज टू पे अ फिक्स रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट after every year, and the company has to pay the whole lump sum amount that is being collected from debenture holder after a fixed period of time between the company and the debenture holder. It may or may not create a charge on the asset of a company as security. Means some debentures are secured and some debentures are unsecured. So it totally depends upon the company that they create which debentures as a secured debentures or they issue debentures as unsecured debentures. It can generally be bought or sold through the stock exchange at a price above or below its face value. Means the debentures generally are listed in stock exchange and it can be traded in stock exchange. Means in capital market, debentures are also being traded or also being repurchase again and again. For debenture holders, debentures are safe investment because every debenture holder will get a fixed rate of interest. Whereas if the person or the public who is going to make FDs or make any kind of deposits in banks or some all the other things, then the rate of interest may vary. Just like in nowadays, the rate of FDs are definitely decreasing continuously. But if the funds are invested in debentures, the debenture funds are not being, or the debentures interests are not being varying. Means the company has to pay the fixed interest for the whole period for whom the debenture are being issued, or the debenture holder is being contributed their funds to the company. Now we will discuss some of the differences between debentures and shares. What are the differences between debentures and shares? Why the company is going to issue debentures and shares separately? With these differences, the concept is, I think, clear. Debenture holders are the creditors of the company, whereas shareholders are the owners of the company. We consider a debenture holder as a creditor and we consider a shareholder as an owner. Some shareholders have the right to take decisions, whereas some shareholders have no right to take decisions. But shareholders definitely considered as a owner of the company. Shareholder will receive in return dividend from the company, whereas debenture holders will receive in return interest from the company. The rate of interest is purely fixed, and the company has to pay the fixed rate of interest where the company is going to earn profit or the company is going to earn loss. Whereas in shares, if the rate are fixed by the company, then only the shareholder will receive fixed rate of dividend from the company. Otherwise, the rate of dividend of the company may vary according to increase and decrease in profit. Debenture holders has no voting right and consequently do not pose any threat to the existing control of the company. Means debenture holders are a kind of creditors. They do not have any kind of voting rights in the company, and they don't have any right to take any decisions regarding control of the company, whereas shareholders have voting right and consequently control the total affairs of the company. Some shareholders, like equity shareholders, have complete right and they can take all the decisions regarding the control measures and total affairs of the company. Now we will discuss what are types of debentures. Some debentures are secured, some debentures are unsecured. Some are redeemable, some are irredeemable. Some are convertible, some are inconvertible. And some are registered debentures and some are bearer debentures. We will discuss all these debentures one by one. What are secured debentures? Are secured by charge on the company's assets. Means if there is a time when the company is going to liquidation, then the secured debentures are those debentures who can have the right to claim on company's assets because they are secured and they can take charge or they can take the benefit from the company for the first. बिकॉज सिक्योर डिवेंचर्स वो डिवेंचर्स होते हैं जिनको की कंपनी ने इशू करते समय ही बता दिया है कि दे आर सिक्योर्ड अगेंस्ट पर्टिकुलर एसेट्स ऑफ द कंपनी. तो जब भी कंपनी लिक्विडेशन में जाती है तो कंपनी हैज टू पे द होल lump sum amount taken from the debenture holder as well as all the interest that is being overdue on company on behalf of those secured debentures. तो इसलिए secured debentures बहुत ही अच्छा ऑप्शन होता है पब्लिक के लिए कि अगर वो सिक्योर डिवेंचर्स में अपना फंड्स इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो इट में नेवर ऐसी कोई ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं होती है जिसमें कि किसी भी इंडिविजुअल का पैसा कंपनी में डूब जाए बिकॉज the company has a first priority to pay the whole lump sum along with interest to the secured debentures when the company is going to wind up. Whereas unsecured debentures are those debentures which has no fixed charge on any assets because they are not secured. So they can take the benefit from the company once the company is going to wind up. The first person who will be taking all the repayments from the company are the debenture holders, but the unsecured debentures are not have any right to take charge on the company or the claim against any asset. Second one is according to tenure, redeemable debentures and irredeemable debentures. Redeemable debentures are those debentures which are being redeemed or which are being repayment means company debenture holder को पूरे पैसे वापस कर देगी जब भी कंपनी का और डिवेंचर होल्डर का फिक्स पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. दैट इज रिडीमेबल डिवेंचर्स. Irredeemable debentures are those debentures which can not be redeemed after a fixed period of time and which may continue with the company for the long run. Those are irredeemable debentures. Means the debenture holders will continue with the interest and are not going to take their whole lump sum in short period of time. Now, next one is convertible debentures and non-convertible debentures. The name itself, the concept is clear. Convertible debentures are those debentures which can not be which can be converted, means which can be converted into shares, either equity share or preference share after a fixed period of time that is being fixed between the company and the debenture holder. Whereas non-convertible debentures are those debentures which cannot be converted into any shares and which can be only redeemed after the fixed period of time. Now, last one is registered debentures and bearer debentures. Registered debentures are those debentures that are being registered in the company's register, and that is being transferred only when the clear paperwork is being completed. These debenture holders are not freely transferable from one person to another person, and the claim for debenture are being given only to the person whose name is written on debenture's document. Whereas bearer debenture, with the name itself, the concept is clear. The debentures who's being take the amount, or who is having the document of debenture are legally entitled to take the lump sum that is being fixed or that is being given by the public to the company. बेयर डिवेंचर्स वो डिवेंचर्स होते हैं जो कि कंपनी से जिसके पास भी डिवेंचर डॉक्यूमेंट होगा कंपनी उसको पैसे दे देगी, बिकॉज it is not being registered in company register, so it can easily be transferable from one person to another person, and then no name is written on the debenture document. So the person who is holding the debenture document is legal entitled to take lump sum amount from the company. Now, I would like to say that debentures are also a very important instrument in the hand of we people to contribute funds or to give funds to the company to run its company, because we definitely want higher rate of fixed interest, and with the help of these debentures we can definitely get fixed rate of interest. Definitely the rate of interest is higher than bank ODs and bank FDs in nowadays. So debentures are one of the best options. Thank you for today's session. In next session, I try to include all the things related with how the debentures are being issued, what all entries are being passed, all the things related with this I can try to cover. Thank you so much.